Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to do a read aloud today, and it's called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. This is one of my favorite books, and it's by the author Mem Fox. She writes amazing, wonderful books for children. If you don't know Mem Fox, you should check her out. So, this is Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. That's a big name for a little boy, isn't it? Let's check this out. This book was given to me as a gift by Mrs. Irvin. She's one of our church members. And look, she even has it signed. It says, Linda, love Mem Fox. Mem Fox signed this book. She's from a country called Australia, far away from the United States. There was once a small boy called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. And what's more, he wasn't very old either. His house, this is his house, was next door to an old people's home, and he knew all the people who lived there. So, see, his backyard is right next to the old people's backyard. He liked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. He listened to Mr. Hosking, who told him scary stories. He played with Mr. Tippert, who was crazy about cricket. He ran errands for Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. And he admired Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. But most of all, his favorite person was Miss Nancy Allison Delacourt Cooper because she had 4 names, just like he did. He called her Miss Nancy, and he told her all of his secrets. Look at her smile. Do you think she likes having him around? I think she does. I think they're friends. One day, Wilfrid Gordon heard his mother and father talking about Miss Nancy. Poor old thing, said his mother. Why is she a poor old thing? Asked Wilfrid Gordon. Because she's lost her memory, said his father. It isn't surprising, said his mother. After all, she is 96 years old. What's a memory? Asked Wilfrid Gordon. He was always asking questions. It is something you remember, said his father. But Wilfrid Gordon didn't really understand. He wanted to know more. So he called on Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. What's a memory? He asked. Ah, something warm, my child. Something warm, she said. He called on Mr. Hosking, who loved to tell him scary stories. What's a memory? He asked. Something from long ago, me lad, something from long, long ago. He called on Mr. Tippert, who was crazy about cricket. What's a memory? He asked. Something that makes you cry, my boy. Something that makes you cry. He called on Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. What's a memory? He asked her. Something that makes you laugh, she said. Something that makes you laugh, my darling. Then he called on Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. What's a memory? He asked. Something as precious as gold, young man. Something as precious as gold. So Wilfrid Gordon went home again to look for memories for Miss Nancy because she had lost her own. And he started looking. He looked for the shoebox of shells he had found long ago last summer, and he put them gently in a basket. Then he found his puppet on strings, which always made everyone laugh, and he put it in the basket too. He remembered with sadness the medal which his grandfather had given him, and he placed it gently next to the shells. Next, he found his football, which was as precious as gold. And last of all, on his way to Miss Nancy's, he went into the hen house and took a fresh, warm egg from under the hen. Then Wilfrid Gordon called on Miss Nancy and gave her each thing one by one. "What a dear, strange child you are, to bring me all these wonderful things." Then she started to remember. She held the warm egg, and she told a story to Wilfrid Gordon about tiny speckled blue eggs she had once found in a bird's nest in her aunt's garden. She pulled a shell and put it to her ear and remembered going to the beach one warm summer long ago by tram, and how hot she had felt in her button-up shoes. Look, that's her when she was younger. She's remembering, and look, she took off her boots. She touched the metal and talked sadly about the big brother she loved, who had gone away to war and never returned. She smiled at the puppet on strings and remembered the one that she had shown to her sister, and how she had laughed and laughed with a mouthful of porridge. Look, she's remembering her puppet and her baby sister from when she was little. She bounced the football Wilfrid Gordon had and remembered the day she had met him and all the secrets they had told each other. And the two of them smiled and smiled, because Miss Nancy's memories had been found again by a small boy who wasn't very old either. The end. That book makes Mrs. Fryman happy and sad all at the same time, because I have very special people in my life who lost their memories. My grandma and my husband's mommy both. So it's a very special book to me, but I thought you would like it. Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. What if you had a name that big with 4 names? Maybe you do. I only have 3. Carmen Denise Fryman. How many names do you have? Do you know some old people? Do you have some old people in your life? Be sure that you're remembering them during this coronavirus. Send them a letter in the mail. Mail them a letter. They would be so excited to get it. Well, boys and girls, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.